Hello and welcome to Scalemodeling, and welcome to part one of our Eduard limited edition 148 scale Spitfire Mark 1 build. This is going to be interesting because I have to confess here that this will be the first aircraft build I have ever done in my life and on this channel. So I'm looking forward to doing this. This is a beautiful looking kit from what I can tell. There's actually two of the aircraft in here. So I guess we should just open it up and take a look. I mean, look at that. There's all the different combinations here of aircraft we can build. All the different layouts and schemes. So that'll be good. And I'm certainly going to learn a lot. So the model number here is 11143 if you want to look that up on Scalemates and get some details of it. They do have the instructions on there as well, which is handy to have if you want to download the PDF file, because as we'll see when I open this up, there's quite a the instructions are quite small and difficult to read if you've got old eyes like me. So let's just have a look at what this says on the side of the box here. We've got British World War II aircraft Spitfire Mark 1, focused on aircraft from introduction into the service at the end of the Battle of Britain. Okay, it's a dual combo, which is plastic parts, photo etch details, and painting mask for 2 complete models in here. There's decals for 10 marking options. And we've got the Sir Douglas Robert Stewart, I think, Badder, CBE, DSO, and bar resin figure in 148 scale in there. So there's a little figure in there as well. So there's no paints included, no glue included as usual. And I guess we need to open up this box and have a look at what's inside. So beautiful cover. I love the cover in that. It looks really nice. Okay. So here's our instruction sheet. Now I've done an unboxing of this video almost a year ago, and it'll be in the same playlist for all these videos throughout this build. So if you want to go back, I'll put a little link up in the top corner there somewhere where you can go back and have a look at the original unboxing of this as we went through all the parts and looked at the instructions. And what I also do at the end of every video is I will place a link at the end for the playlist where you can go back and watch all the videos of this build as we progress through it. All right, so gosh, what do I do first? The first thing I think I need to do is probably separate one aircraft from another. So we're only going to be working on the sprues that we need, if that's possible. I'm guessing there's a sprue for each one. So I'll do that now, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at the instructions. So I'll just get all these sorted out for now. All right, so back in a second. Okay, so here's all our sprues. I've separated them. So we've got one with the clear parts for the canopy and so forth, and we've got the props there, and we've got another one here with the fuselage, one with the wings, and 2 sprues here with all sorts of bits and pieces on it. Wheels, cockpit, everything else. So that's all good. I'm going to be working from those. Now in the box here, we've got some masks. Not sure how they work, but we've got some masks there. It might be for the canopy. I'm not sure. We've got photo etch. There's 2 lots, but we'll only be using one, so we'll keep those together for the photo etch. There's some markings here for the aircraft. Again, 2 of them. I'll keep them in the plastic, so I don't want to damage or anything, so it's all in good condition. But I was a bit scared when I took a look at this. I'll just show you this sheet here. I was looking at this and I thought, oh my God, that doesn't look good. Look, they've all faded. What's all these marks everywhere? I thought, oh no, don't tell me what's happened. But it turns out it's okay. I've opened it up and it's It's the tissue paper that's there to protect it. See? So when you peel that back, they're actually in mint condition underneath. So no problem. I was a bit worried. As you can see, look at that. I saw that and I thought, oh my God. But we're okay. All right, so there's lots of decals. Obviously, there's a lot of varieties, so we won't be using them all. We've got more numbers and letters on the back there. So that's all going to stay flat in the bottom of the box where they're safe. And there's our little figurine there. Little statue there. I'm not sure how or where we're going to use that, but geez, the detail on that. It looks like it's a resin figure. Look at the detail on that. Anyway, he'll stay in the box as well. We'll put that there, and we'll put all this back inside in here. And particularly these, I don't want them damaged, so we'll keep them where they're not going to get touched. And then we've got all that there. So there it is. So let me grab the instructions. Oh, also there's a really nice poster with the kit. Look at that. I'm going to put that on the wall here. So if you join me on my live stream, I have a live stream every weekend. And if you're subscribed to the channel, which is free, just hit that subscribe button and make sure you click notifications for all. And then you'll get notified of my live stream. And you'll see that on my live stream because I'll have it over here where you can see. And I'll update you on the build on the live stream. And we all talk about all sorts of things. Definitely not always modeling. But this is good. This is the story, which I haven't read yet, so I'm going to have a look at. Although I did have a quick look at this here, and I read here that it's got the early built Spitfire Mark I with 2-blade wooden propeller, and yet I'm looking in here and it's 3-bladed. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Early style antenna mast, right? Early style pitted tube. Oh God, I know what that is. That's the piece that sticks out the front, isn't it? I think. I'm not sure. And it says with no armor, no gun heating, and having a flat canopy and iron sights. So what? I'd like to know, what's this made of? Like, you tell me like bullets will go straight through that? It's got no armor? Anyway, I'm going to learn a bit here. I'm going to read up on that. But that's going to look nice up on the side here. So what we'll do now is we'll just go to the instructions. How's that? Move that out of the way. Keep that handy where all the parts are going to be. And as with all my builds, I use Icky Sticky products, the best, as anybody who knows me will know and have used the products. They're the best in the way of glues, tools, knives, drill bits, glues, adhesives, everything you need for modeling. Go to ickysticky.com. Okay, that's my high recommendation. Fantastic Australian company, and even though I no longer live in Australia, I now live over here in Thailand. I can throw in an order and have those delivered to me within less than a week. And if you're living in Australia, you can put in your order and they'll have it to you within a day or two. So a big shout out and hello to Monique from Icky Sticky. All right. Instruction sheet. Wow. Lots of writing. We have lots of writing. I will not be reading all that, but if you want to freeze the screen, you're welcome to zoom down and read all that. I hope that's clear. It's probably not. Let me adjust the focus a little bit on my camera and we'll get it as clear as possible. That's probably it there. I'm not sure. Yeah, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, I don't think you're going to want to read all that. It's all about the aircraft. Yeah, it's all about the aircraft, so that's great. The Eduard, I have never built an Eduard model before, so I'm curious. One thing I have noticed on this, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the unboxing, maybe I did, there are no step numbers. There's no like step 1, step 2, step 3 or anything like that. We have page numbers at the bottom, but there is no step numbers. So you pretty much just have to start at the top I guess that's going to be part one, step one. And they have everything on here. And what I notice is there's these little arrow in the boxes that point directly at a part. There's another one there that's pointing at this part. And it's giving you, like, that's what it's going to look like and where it goes. But this is more detailed look at it. All right. So this piece here is shown all in here. And it's showing you all the details in the way of the photo etch has got to go on there to make up the part, the color callouts for the part, decals if there are any. And I'm guessing that these are going to be dependent on which particular Spitfire model you're building, which I haven't decided yet. I guess I need to figure that out, don't I? So, yeah, we need to do that. Over here, of course, we've got read carefully the instruction sheet before assembling. When you're using glue or paint, do not use an open flame and all the usual warnings we know about. Instruction signs. So there's the key to all the little signs you'll see, these little question marks and things. You know that's optional. The way you see that, you'll know it's optional. Arrow up there means bend, so that sort of thing. There's no mask on there because I don't see a star, so that's all fine. Parts. So here are the sprue parts going through. Another thing I noticed on this particular kit, and I don't know if it's Eduard, let me know in the comments if this is just the way this company does things, is there's no numbering of the parts. Okay, so we have sprue like A, B, C, J, P, you know, the sprues are lettered, but the parts, there's no numbered parts. So we can't go, all right, we need R. Well, maybe there is. We've got R44, R43, R. So there's sprue R. Okay, looks like they are numbered. I just can't see them on the diagrams here. Let me just grab one of the sprues and we'll just take a look and see. And just seeing if they're numbered. And I'm really not seeing. Or are they? I need to change my glasses to my magnifying glasses because these are so small. That's another reason why it's a good idea, if you can, to download the PDF file from Scalemates and have it up on your computer screen to look at the instructions, because even these are small. To be able to read those, I'm wearing these magnifying glasses and I can read grey green, flat black, aluminium, so I can see them, but gosh, they're tiny. So, all right, I'm not seeing, oh, there is 15 there, 14. Okay, yes, they are numbered, but they're just so hard to see. Anyway, there's not many sprues. It's not like we're going to lose anything. Yeah, they are numbered, believe it or not. 51, 53, 55, 56. It's just very, very faint. All right. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Unless, of course, you're going to build this kit. So they are numbered. So we've got the mask. The mask is there. So that's that yellow piece we saw that's actually showing it a bit clearer. I'm guessing that would be for the canopies. I'm not sure what else it would be for. We also have, what do we got? There's our resin piece. Yes, it is resin. The photo etch parts. And down here we've got our color callouts, which is very important. Let's have a look at what colors they're referring us to. Let me just zoom the camera down so you can see this a little bit better. I'll be back in a second. All right, so even with my camera zoomed all the way in, it's still going to be difficult to read. But anyway, so I'll go through it. So we've got the Aqueous and Mr. Color call out here. And there's also mission model paints. All right, so you've got your numbers there and they go through, and there's a bit over half a dozen colors. We've got another call out over here. I don't know what that is, but these ones we've got red, yellow, silver, flat white, flat black, light gull grey, dark earth, sky, and tire black. Then over here we've got some more. which is the same brands, but we've got different colors. We've got clear red. So this is probably for lights. Clear red, clear green. We've got dark green. We've got duck egg green. Duck egg green. I have never seen green duck eggs. How about that? Anyway, aircraft grey green. Mr. Metal color. Metallics, dark iron and aluminium. Okay. All right. Now, you can do what you want with your paint choices. Personally, I'm going to go with Tamiya paints. So what I will do is I'm going to take this to my local store and show them and say, can you match these paints into the Tamiya brand for me? And that'll be the best way to do that. Oh, parts not used. There's something to note too. All those blue shaded parts on the sprues there. Can you see it? Sorry, I'm still zoomed in. All those blue ones, they're all parts that won't be used. All right, let me get my camera back out to its normal position. All right, so what I'll be doing is down in the description of the video, and for all of the build videos through the series, I'll put in a link to the Scalemates location of this Spitfire where you can download the instruction manual. And that'll make it easier for you to follow along and for yourself to use, because these are very small. I'm looking at this to read through this because my normal glasses here just are not good enough. Yeah, I still can't read them. So this will be fun. All right, well, I guess we start at the top on page, well, it's page 5, but it'll be the first page. Another thing what I will be doing is I'll go through and mark off every piece as I've done it as well, just so I keep track. Because there may be parts that need to be set aside to be painted or added later and things like that during the build. And like I say, this is my first time building an aircraft. So I'm really hoping that I get a lot of support with the comments below. And trust me, you'll be seeing this as soon as possible to where I'm up to. So, for instance, whatever work I've done on the video is where I'll be at when that video comes out for you guys to see. So any tips and advice you give me for the next video and the next sequence that I'm going to be building, I'll be able to take that on board and put that into effect for the next video. And of course, in the live stream, we'll be probably chatting about this as well. Okay, well, let me get myself organized here and we'll be back in a second. All right, so what I'm doing is taking off these parts here. Now, there's left and right hand side. This is where the canopy, the cockpit is, we need to work on. And what I'm going to do now is just take off, there's a couple of tanks. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking all these parts off and I'm going to keep them all in this little plastic container here so they don't get lost, because a lot of them need to be painted different colors and separately. So if we take off all the parts we need for that section, I can work on it easily, I hope. Now, there's a couple of tanks in here as well. I don't know what they are, some sort of oxygen cylinders possibly. So I'll put that in there as well. They're going to be painted grey. This, for example, this is going to be, here is going to be aluminium from here up. And then there's some black on there, some flat black there and there. And then here we need a grey-green, which I'm not sure about. So I've checked up. I'm going to get some advice on the grey-green. That's used quite a bit. I want to make sure that's going to be accurate. That's what all the rest of this in here is going to be. And then there's all little bits attaching to it. Now, the primer I'm going to use will be a Mr. Surfacer primer, which I've got plenty of, not a problem. And the colors that I need, I have a small selection. Like I say, I'm trying to stick with Tamiya, but there are some Mr. Hobby that I will use. For instance, there's red here, red number 3, Mr. Color, Mr. Hobby. I'll use that. That's a clear red for some light, so we don't need much of those. And then I've got this one's aluminium. XF16 will be the aluminium I need. This one will be XF1. We got flat black, but I also need black, not flat black, a normal black. We've got dark iron, that's needed. And I grabbed that out as an olive drab for this green color, but I'm not too sure if that's really going to work. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm getting advice before I go painting that. So that's that. Oh, and we've got some aluminium as well, which we'll need. Like I said, that other part needs to be aluminium. So I'll do that. I'll keep them all safe in their little containers. So they're done. Now, the aircraft that I've chosen to do, and I'll just move this out of the way for a second, is letter E. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm marking the parts, the reference to E, that I have to. There's certain things for different aircraft that are going to be different fittings, different parts. So the E aircraft is, let me go over to this one. All right, it's Alan Christopher Deere was the pilot, and he was with the New Zealand Air Force. All right, so something different. I'll quickly read this and why I've chosen it. So number 54 Squadron was the only RAF unit equipped solely with Spitfire's Mark 1 with a constant speed propeller. Okay, and the New Zealander who took first flight in the Spitfire on March 6, 1940, participated in the first operation of number 54 Squadron, providing air support for the retreating forces in Belgium on the 16th of May. Okay, on the 23rd of May, during the escort of Flight Lieutenant L. Leather, or J. Leather, flying in Miles Magister for the number 74 Squadron Commander, L. White, shot down near Calais in France. Okay, Deere drowned his first two BF-109s, so he lost the aircraft. On May 26th, which stood out to me, that's my birthday, the Operation Dynamo began in the evening. The evacuation of Dunkirk, a big famous event in the war. On the 28th of May, Deere had to make an emergency landing on a Belgian beach, but managed to get back to Hornchurch after a 19-hour trek. Wow. After the evacuation of Dunkirk ended, the number 54 Squadron joined, in which Deere got 7 confirmed kills. During World War II, Deere went through a lot of leadership posts. His total score is at 22 confirmed kills, although it does say here some sources claim there were only 17. He retired as an Air Commodore in 1967, which was when I was born, and he got an OBE, and one of the most famous New Zealand and British pilots died on the 22nd of September 1995 at the age of 77. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this particular aircraft scheme. We've got a little Kiwi decal on the side here, and I like that. It looks good. I think that's going to go well. The tricky part will be the two-tone underneath the aircraft. We've got the black and the white, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. So there we go, a bit of history on him. We've got some colours here that I'm going to need, which is the dark earth, dark green. I need to find out what the Tamiya equivalents will be for that, and then hopefully we should be right. The yellow is only for the tips of the propeller, so that's not a problem. We'll be able to do that. The white and black are for underneath mostly, and we've got a silver there, which I'm not too sure what that would be for. Yeah, so there's some colours I need to buy that I haven't got. So I'll make a trip down the hobby shop in about 2 days' time and pick up what I need. All right. So yeah, so like I say, these parts are going in here that I'm on to for the first page this cockpit. So I'll put all those parts together there, and then we'll do these bits, put them all in here, and see what we can do about getting some bits at least undercoated with some primer at least. And then of course we got to work on the backrest, this looks like, of the seat. Again, depending on the aircraft, and mine will be the E1, there's certain parts you use and certain parts you don't use. There's a hole you fill or you don't fill. All depends on the aircraft, so you need to be paying attention. I do, especially. Some optional parts there as well by the looks of things. Okay, all right, well, I'll be back in a second. We'll have this full of parts and we can progress a bit further. Okay, so we have all the parts off for this section here. Okay, so what I've got is I've got all these bits here, including the photo etch that is used on the top of that tank. And you might notice that I've got blue tack down here. I'm just going to be careful because there's little parts here. So what I'm doing is I put the photo etch is so small, I'm sitting it on the blue tack so it's not going to get lost. So it's stuck to there. And then I'll sit that into there and it's fine. Same with over here on the back of the seat, like the back frame. There's also photo etch, and there it is here. So there's a little plate that goes in underneath that needs to be bent to shape. I'll do that after. And then there's a little piece there that had to be bent in 3 locations. And it is so fine and delicate that the pieces broke at the joins, but it's okay. It was just basically folding them across. So that went on. So there we go. I've got those bits done. I'm just going to make sure there we go. And every other piece is down in there. There's another piece of photo etch in there that's already got a bit of red on it. It looks like it's got a handle that's got red on it. So it's nice to see the photo etch has got the color on there. And that's great. That's great. Now there's also a decal to go on, but obviously we can't do that until everything's painted. But so all the parts there to go on that are in this one. All the parts for this are here. And then there's our backing with all the bits that'll go onto that. So now, because I haven't cleaned any of these up yet, I haven't got all the sprue marks off, and I haven't tidied anything up. And there is just a little bit of excess plastic I notice around the base of one of those tanks. It needs just a bit of a tidy up and a little bit of clean. Everything else is crisp. Everything else is fine. So I'm just going to go around and take off the little nubs carefully, especially where there's little delicate pieces like that, and get them all cleaned up so that then I guess we can look at already doing some paint, which means I need to get some paint. Anyway, I'll tidy them up and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've got a few parts ready for painting here. And I'll show you a couple of tricks I will pass on. I use blue tack to hold really tiny pieces on, well, this is a chopstick, but any surface, and I just sit them on the blue tack and that'll hold them in place. So these pieces here have to be done in flat black, which we've got, not a problem. And then I'm going to do the sides in primer. This will be Mr. Surfacer Grey. I was just thinking maybe I should do a black surfacer. I'll decide on that, I'm not sure. Now you'll notice here I've got these toothpicks. So what I've done is I've cut the spike off the end of them, and then I use a bit of the CA glue, right? And I just touch the end in CA glue, touch it onto the plastic, and then give it a little swipe with the activator. That sets it immediately. And there we go. We've got something that we can use to stick in and hold it and use to spray with the airbrush. And the piece that I've got in there is on the back side where it's sitting against the plastic, so it's not going to be seen at all. So we can do that. And the same with that one as well. That'll be up against the fuselage and you won't see it. And this will just simply come off very, very easily after I've done all the painting and the detailing on the inside of those. And here is the back of the seat. And I've attached one piece to that, and there's a tiny little photo etch piece that sits in the top there that's got a slight curve to it. Put that on it as well. That's all going to be undercoated with primer, the same as these ones here. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'm at a point where I can't go much further because I need to get this this green color, whatever it is, and figure that out. So what we'll do is we'll finish the video here. It's a bit of a shorter one this time, but we've made a good start, and yeah, I'm going to get these little bits done and little bits and pieces around, and I'll get hold of this extra paint that I need, and come back and watch it all in part 2. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.